after your car is all painted and you're ready to come and get your hardware, okay, all your hardware is gonna be right here. For starters, first thing I would have you do is just grab 2 eye bolts like here. The very first thing you wanna do on your car is put your 2 eye bolts on first. Now your eye bolts, I would use a scratch awl and punch a hole for your starter here. So now also make sure your hole in your eye bolt here does not go in or will not affect where your axle is. So try and put it either in front or behind where your axle hole is gonna be. So if it's right here, I'm gonna just take it just like this and put a little pressure. Now be careful you don't put too much pressure and snap your car. So I punch a little hole like that. This is probably gonna be the hardest part of the entire project, is getting the eye bolts in here. And then I'm gonna put one here, and I'm gonna put some pressure on it right there, and make sure that they are right dead center in the middle. You don't wanna have one on this side of your car and one on this side of your car, because when it goes down the track, it's gonna drift and won't go very far or very fast. Then you're gonna take your eye bolts here, and I'm going to screw these in all the way in, and the bigger the hole you put with the scratch awl, the easier they will go in. After you get to a certain point, I'll use a pliers and screw them in. And make sure that one's straight. Then I'm gonna do the same with the front. Screw that in there. And then I'll use the pliers and get it in there as tight as possible. And then make sure they line up with each other. And also then look down your axle hole and make sure that you do not have the screw actually going through there, because that way always your axle won't turn. Now after you have your eye bolts in here, okay, then you want to get the rest of your hardware. So I'm going to come over here, I'm going to grab 4 washers, 2 front tires here, 2 axles, 2 back tires, and 1 straw. The first thing you're gonna wanna do now is you're gonna wanna put your straw through the axle holes here, and that'll help it so it doesn't give it less friction when your axles are going around. Now, because you painted your car, some of these holes are gonna be kind of painted in or gooped in. So what I would do is take a drill that I have here, and then I'm going to just bore out the hole a little bit more. Okay, there's the front, or there's the back. I'll do the same here. Okay, then I'm gonna take my straw, push it through. Now I only wanna have just about that much sticking out, not very much, okay? Then I'm gonna take a scissors here and snip that off. So there is enough for the back. And then I'm gonna do the same with the front. Put my straw through here like this, and then I'm going to snip just like that. This stuff here goes in the garbage right away. Now, after I have my straws in there, then I'm gonna take my back axle and I'm going to lightly tap this in here. Now, you can hear when I tap it in, there's gonna be a different sound. If I go wham in there, it's gonna snap, you're gonna snap these are plastic tires, it will break. So I'm gonna just tap it in lightly, and you can hear and feel the difference when it gets all the way to the end of your hub. This will go in the back, and then I put 1 washer on this side, there. This will go all the way to the back tire. And then I'm gonna put a washer on there. And then I'm gonna do the same right here. Now, sometimes it does help to have a needle nose pliers. I'll hold it like that. Now this is where you gotta be careful, you don't wanna break it, and just pop it on with the hammer. Now you wanna make sure you don't get it on too tight. Now, if it doesn't spin very good, that means you pounded in like a little too tight, so just kind of pull your wheels out a little bit, and then it spins a lot easier. Okay, so there's my back ones. And also, when I have my wheels on, you notice my eye bolt does not touch the ground. If it touches the ground and drags, then my car will not go very far or very fast. The next thing I'm going to do is do the same to the front. I'm gonna do the same thing, tap this in. And once I feel it go all the way through, then I stop. I don't give it a good whack and then break, because these are plastic. Front tires are not gonna be the same as the back. So I'm gonna put this all the way through because my axle is gonna be a little bit longer. Now, as you can see, if I were to put that in like this, my axle would be way too long. So what I would do then, I pull this out. I'm gonna say, okay, my axle is gonna be about 1/4 inch too long. So that means I need to cut a 1/4 inch off. So I make a mark here with the marker. Say, okay, it's that much too long. And then I'm gonna just pull this out like this. And I'm gonna go over here to the vise. I'm gonna put the marker in here like this and tighten it down right there. And then I'm gonna have my hacksaw and I'm gonna cut that off. Okay, now that I cut that piece off, then I might have some burrs here. So what helps here is take your file, just kind of smooth it out a little bit. And now I will be ready to attach my front end on here. So once again, now that I have this cut, then I'm gonna put my washer on here like this. And then this will slide through here. Keep the straw in there. And then I'm going to put this washer in here also like that. And then once again, I would take my needle nose pliers, hold it like this. Now if you have a partner that would hold your car, that would also be helpful. Now I'm just gonna tap it on. Don't give it a good old whack. Tap it on like that. Now, once again, if it spins pretty good, great. If it doesn't spin real good, you can pull your wheels out a little bit so it has less friction. Now you can see it spins a lot better. Make sure my eye bolt is not touching the ground. So now I have all my hardware on for this. Stop.